Hello! Some easy, some hard, some in between. Let's do this. Question 1. Why did God send poisonous snakes among the Israelites? Was it because they worshipped idols? They didn't enter Canaan? They broke the Sabbath? Or they complained about food? Poisonous snakes because they complained about food. Read Numbers 21 to the little ones who won't eat their greens. Question 2. Which prophet married a prostitute because God told him to? There's no multiple choice. And that was Hosea in Hosea chapter 1. Question 3. Who did Paul quote when he wrote to the Romans, "How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings"? Was he quoting Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, or King David? And he was quoting Isaiah, chapter 52. Question 4. What was the relationship of James and John to Simon Peter before they became disciples? Were they all cousins, partners in a fishing business, friends because they gleaned together in the fields? They'd never actually met each other before they met Jesus. And the three of them were in a fishing business together in Luke chapter 5. Question 5. What did Solomon do to help build his own house and Millo and the wall of Jerusalem? Did he raise a levy, bought slaves of the Egyptians, planted trees to be used for the walls, or melt down some brass idols? And Solomon raised a levy in 1 Kings chapter 9. Question 6. To whom did Jesus say, "Get behind me, Satan"? Was that to John the Baptist, to Herod, to Pilate, or to Peter? And that was to Peter in Matthew chapter 16. Question 7. Which king's hand shriveled when he pointed to a prophet he wanted killed? Sort out the letters to find the answer. And that was Jeroboam in 1 Kings chapter 13. Question 8. In what famous psalm does David pray that in spite of his wickedness, that God would build thou the walls of Jerusalem? Was that Psalm number 1, Psalm 51, Psalm 101, or Psalm 150? And that was Psalm 51. Question 9. Where did the Israelites first find water and make camp after leaving Egypt? Was that Shur, Marah, Elim, or Massa? And that was the oasis at Elim in Exodus chapter 15. Question 10. How did God lead the Israelites by day in the wilderness? Was it by a bright star, a cloud, a mist, or a pillar of fire? And that was with a cloud in Exodus chapter 13. Question 11. Which prophet declared himself to be a man of unclean lips? Was that Micah, Hosea, Isaiah, or Amos? And that was Isaiah in Isaiah chapter 6. Question 12. How many elders did Moses appoint to help him in the wilderness? Was it 12, 20, 55, or 70? That was 70 elders, according to Numbers chapter 11. Is that how many you've got in your church? Question 13. When the people thirsted for water and they murmured against Moses, from where did God supply water? Was it from a rock, from an oasis in the desert, from a miraculous spring, or it fell as dew from heaven? And the water came from a rock in Exodus chapter 17. Question 14. Who was the father of James and John? Was that Zechariah, Zerubbabel, Zacchaeus, or Zebedee? James and John, sons of Zebedee, according to Matthew chapter 4. And question 15. How were the Israelites saved from venomous snakes? Was it by looking at a bronze snake, offering a sacrifice, finding a scapegoat, or building an ark? And they looked at a bronze snake in Numbers chapter 21. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. As always, I love to see your comments. There's some faithful people out there. Thank you. It gives me a boost to know you're there. It gives me energy to prepare the next quiz. So until then, goodbye and God bless.